Well, with companies losing profits in this turbulent economy, TNS Media tracks whether or not companies are cutting down on ad spending and whether the holidays will actually give these numbers a boost. Joining me now is Dean DeBiase. He's CEO of TNS Media Intelligence. And Dean, great to have you today. And ironically, some information crossed the wire from the AP just a couple minutes before you came on, talking about the Super Bowl next year and saying that there's actually ad spots available still for the Super Bowl. 8 ad spots, in fact, according to the AP, going for about $3 million. And major companies like FedEx and General Motors not going to be advertising in the Super Bowl this year. You know, what do you make of that? Does that fall in line with the information you see?
That's right, Jenna. There's a lot of things going on. Major advertisers, for instance, the automotive companies, pretty much pulling out of the Super Bowl ads as well as some of the Oscars. So you saw GM do some early moves there, and it's creating some pretty good buying opportunities for brands that wouldn't necessarily look at the Super Bowl. And the same types of things are going on in getting ready for Black Friday. You're seeing people take their brands and position them with cheaper, more targeted advertising that can get people in stores.
That's
interesting. I think the overall... Yep,
just real quick here, because it's interesting. Monster Worldwide is actually back advertising the Super Bowl in 2009. They've been gone for a couple years, and now they're back. So it's interesting that you say new companies are kind of coming up here. But to your point about what type of advertising they're doing, is it a back to basics? I mean, we hear that a lot in recession time. Are advertisers doing somewhat of the same thing?
Advertisers tend to go to two things in slow times. They go to more targeted advertising and cheaper advertising. Like radio would be a cheaper mode than TV. Though they're not canceling all their TV, they're shifting some of the buy, and also going to online. We do a lot of work with all the online retailers, and they're trying to focus on how do you drive store traffic coming up to Black Friday. One of the trends we're seeing that's pretty clear is that the consumer is definitely down, but they're not out. They are not, canceling or downsizing Christmas. They're continuing to go out and shop. So what advertisers are seeing is a little bit of effect to drive sales from retail through newspaper, through traditional models like newspaper and TV. So typically on a Thanksgiving weekend, you'd see about $300 million spent on TV for just on Thanksgiving Day alone, almost $1 billion overall throughout the weekend, and newspaper about half of that, a little bit less actually. So that's been that'll be a little bit down this year, but they're continuing to kind of augment that with a lot of the online spending, which is a little bit more targeted and get consumers both to their website as well as to the stores.
What do you think is the most single best way to target consumers given the economic environment we're in?
So the best way to target them really depends on the supply and demand of advertising, since that's a little bit about what we're talking about, advertising and how it affects the consumer. So there's buying opportunities on local TV spot that are excellent. There's buying opportunities in print. So the traditional ones are not going away, especially when you're competing for 66 million consumers that last year went out on Black Friday. What we're seeing, though, is more of a since Halloween, consumers have been out in stores, so we're seeing more of a Black November. So the Black Friday and Cyber Monday might be not as exaggerated this year, as people are seeing all types of bargains coming out online. So the online targeting through advertising, as well as search marketing and word-of-mouth marketing on these social sites, is becoming more and more effective to target specific consumers. And then geographically, you're still seeing a lot of the traditional media, like TV that we're on here today, still resonating very good. I mean, you're seeing a lot of ads for different types of promotions. And what you're seeing the retailers do this year very differently, given the absolute chaos that most consumers are perceiving on the TV, is they're going with one benefit. The benefit this year is about price. It's about get consumers in the store.
So clear message and kind of, again, back to basics. Just get the message out there. There's opportunity. Dean, thank you very much for joining us again. Dean DeBiase joining us from TNC Media, CEO over there.